I wanted to see his personality, the gentleman that came. Because I didn't date him either. You know, we just met
So
for 2
you were
weeks.
still weighing options. It was,
You know, I just met him for 2 weeks when I was visiting California.
Wow.
So anyway, so when he came, I thought to myself, okay, so I'm meeting this guy and he wants to marry. And I need to know who he is, you know. So one of the days, we were sitting down, and usually we go out for a walk after dinner. And I told him, I said, instead of walking, let's play a game. They said, okay. So I said, let's play Monopoly. Everybody said, fine, you know. So I have everything on the table, and we start playing. I was awful in playing Monopoly every time I played. That night, I had everything. I had hotels, I had neighborhoods, and so we were playing, and he would land on my hotel. And I said, you owe me. So he takes them and he goes, here. And then he would land on my property every day. He was very upset, and I said, this
You
is
saw a
only
problem right away.
this is only Monopoly money.
Right.
This is not for me.
Well,
so the game of Monopoly
So-
saved you
But I'll
from having
say
a
this.
horrible...
I'll say this. That was a great idea, because Monopoly will show your true, your true temperament. Because when the Quintons play down and dirty.
Yeah.
And there are like arguments, and you don't talk to each other for a couple of days. You know, you made a horrible deal. You knew I was going to get boardwalk. You know, I mean, you're still bitter about it. It shows your true.
And then you always have the person that feels sorry for the other person.
Right, okay.
You don't have to pay me.
Right.
Wait, it's a game. You have to win.
Yes. We're capitalist pigs.
Yeah.
You have to pay.
You don't let them pass.
Yes. So, that's
that is
funny. That's a
so-
great idea.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was my decision. I said, I cannot marry you. You know.
So Parker Brothers had a part in you making the decision. Yeah.
But I hadn't thought about my plan when that took place.
Where were you during the Monopoly game?
No, I was playing
He
too.
was-
Oh,
when-
how awkward is that? You're
So-
both
yeah.
guys are
Yeah, so she saw who he was, and she saw who I was.
Did he
So
know
when
you
he-
were in the mix?
No, I
No.
wasn't in the mix at that point.
This is great.
I didn't have any. I thought she was going to get married to
Jimmy's
him.
over there with just the light blues, not making
Yeah.
much, you know.
No.
And he's thinking, I don't have a shot now. Look at this terrible property I have.
Yeah. But anyway, when it was Jimmy's, when he would land on my property, he says, okay, well, how much do I owe you?
And you had no idea you were auditioning at that point. You
No,
know,
no.
pretty much.
And
That's
I don't
great.
think she was thinking
That is
about that either. She
I
was.
was just checking him
Him
out
out, yeah.
just to
The other
see,
guy.
That is
like you
great.
said.
So on the second night, I go
let me
back in-
finish.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
I'm sorry.
Here we go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We've been married 52 years.
Well,
We can understand that.
at the beginning, he was in charge. We now know who's in charge.
oh yeah. You were mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
You were mistaken.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he comes the second night, and he comes with his nice clothes on. Usually, it's like when we go out to Tel Aviv or something, you dress up. And I'm looking at him, says, "Are you going somewhere?" And he said, "No, I came to visit. I came to spend time with you." Well, I mean,
That dressing up was blue jeans with a T-shirt and a button short sleeve.
Right. Well, that's 73, though. That's dressed up then.
that
Yeah.
was.
So the second night when he comes and we're talking about his day and how it was everything, and I'm just coughing and I'm just not feeling good, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he's still here. So he gets up and he's leaving, and as he gets to the door, I told him, I said, listen. He said, have you been thinking about what I said last night? And I said, Jimmy,
I'm still sick.
I'm sick. I mean,
But you even though you were sick, you had things going through your head, of course, right? You were
No, not at all.
I mean, she just a minute ago said, he's still here.
Yeah.
So it's not going through right now.
And so when he asked me, have you thought about it? And I said, no, Jimmy. I said, I'm still sick. And he says, well, how much longer?
I mean, I'm from Texas.
Do you
Come
need,
on.
what medicine do you need? Tamiflu?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
simple
What do I
yes
need
or
to
no.
Yeah. Let's get the humidifier out. What are we doing here?
Is she still this way if she's sick? No decisions going to be made?
I already know the answer.
So anyway, I see him walking. He's walking out, and he gets to the door, and I'm looking at him, and I said, Jimmy, I said, I'll tell you what. If you promise me that you would love me and take care of me, I will marry you.
Wow.
And he said, I will.
Wow.
And
I
I
thought
said-
you were going to say, if you give me the green properties for the light blues, I'll marry you. No.
Do you to this day, do you play a game of Monopoly and not think about that?
I haven't played since then.
Really?
I don't think we have.
That is so great.
That is truly.
Hey, and if she ever tells me she wants to, I'm not going to play.
No,
Do not
you have
chance
no
it.
idea. There's way more on the line.
No, I'm
than
not
you
doing
know.
it. I'm
Yeah.
not going through that
Yes.
again.
Yes. Why is this other man here playing Monopoly with us, honey? What's going on?
And so fast forward, you're married in Israel.
Yeah.
We got
What is
married.
What was the Jewish wedding like? What is that like?
It was a Jewish wedding, and I spent every moment looking at her saying, what is the rabbi saying?
Did you have to learn?
Oh, yes, I was learning Hebrew, but in the streets. I wasn't in school. I'd gotten a job and was working, and so, just picking up the language.
But at
But
the
after-
ceremony,
Yeah, the ceremony was Jewish ceremony.
Do y'all do the chair thing and all that
No,
stuff?
no, there was no chair thing.
Oh, okay.
But after once we went out to our honeymoon, and we're sitting in a restaurant, and he likes to go order, whatever we were gonna do. And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking, who did I marry?
can you say at that moment that you said yes? Did you love him?
No,
Oh, no, we didn't love each other.
no,
That is so crazy. That is crazy.
no.
It is. It's foreign to me.
Yeah, it is.
But there's something that's so wonderful about it.
Yeah.
But it
Well,
turned out
it-
good. It could.
52 years later.
You know
Yeah.
what? And I will say this because most people, when they think about love, they've got to go out and see somebody that they're attracted to or that makes them tingle or something. And
Are you saying
wonderful
there were no
rabbi.
tingles?
Pardon?
Are you saying there were no tingles?
No, there wasn't.
Oh wow!
Really?
Okay.
No. But what
That
it
is so
was,
crazy.
because, you got to realize I was, in that time, I was 20 years old. I had already been in college. I was ready to get married. And for me, and with my personality, with my faith, it was a commitment. I mean, I knew how to make a commitment. And a rabbi that I love watching, he says, people, if you are married and you love the person, that's wonderful. But it's not necessary.
Wow.
It's just kind of like a nice cherry on the top.